Justice League should have been an instant hit. The team-up film brought together some of the world's most popular heroes for what promised to be an epic battle.
We'll do this together.
Unfortunately, the movie ended up disappointing in its opening weekend, pulling in just $94 million. The sum pales in comparison to the rest of the DCEU, representing the smallest opening for the budding universe to date. Considering Justice League's pedigree, the movie seemed like a surefire smash. So what went wrong? Here's some reasons why Justice League struggled at the box office. Rush to the finish. By the time Marvel brought all the Avengers together in 2012, fans had already gotten to see the main heroes in their standalone features that explored the depths of their characters separately. With Justice League, however, DC had only introduced a couple of the central heroes with their own picks before the superhero smash, which meant characters like Aquaman, Cyborg, and The Flash were all virtually unknowns and given rushed intros, which may have hampered the audience's emotional investment in seeing them team up.
I just pushed some people and run away.
Marvel's strategy of giving people time to get to know the characters first only made people more excited to see them all together. So DC may have been better off taking time to give them all solo flicks before getting to the group action. Reviewer rampage. It did not bode well for the buzz surrounding Justice League that in the week leading up to its release, the studio was embroiled in a controversy regarding its relationship with Rotten Tomatoes, which withheld its rating until after the film was released. As they obviously expected, when the critical calculation did come through, it was not good news for the movie. The movie's score rests at a paltry 40% rating on the site, with critics slamming the picture's vague and confusing plot and its CGI-fueled villain Steppenwolf. The DCEU has never exactly been a critical darling, with the exception of the very well-received Wonder Woman. Man of Steel, for example, came in at a mediocre 55%, while Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Suicide Squad fared even worse. But with those films, there was no overt effort to delay the reviews, and they still did well enough. The apparent effort to hide Justice League's bad reviews, however, may have given potential audiences the impression that it was not worth the watch. Picking up the pieces. It also might not have helped Justice League that DC fans were still reeling from Dawn of Justice. That movie, which was also poised to be a big superhero smash, was largely disliked. And while Wonder Woman may have managed to revive some enthusiasm for the DC Extended Universe, the fact that Justice League almost directly followed the events of Dawn of Justice may have turned some would-be theatergoers off. Behind-the-scenes drama. Another factor that may have hampered Justice League buzz is the behind-the-scenes troubles the film experienced while in production. Zack Snyder, who helmed Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, originally claimed the director's chair for Justice League, and not everyone is a fan of his darker vision of the DCEU. A personal tragedy pulled him away from the film before it was complete, but the overall mood he established remained in place, despite a decidedly different filmmaker being brought on board. Joss Whedon stepped in to take over the film following Snyder's departure and ordered up extensive and expensive reshoots. But that only served to further highlight the conversations about Snyder's dour, humorless tone. Not to mention, the biggest story coming out of the reshoot schedule was the fact that Henry Cavill couldn't remove the mustache he grew for Mission Impossible 6 during the new takes. Any hope fans had for Whedon's reshoots to add a bit more fun to the film became overshadowed by jokes and memes about Cavill's obviously CGI'd stash. Bad press. It's not just the direction that has created negative headlines about Justice League. For one thing, its main star, Ben Affleck, was hit with sexual misconduct allegations after groping Hillary Burton during an appearance on Total Request Live in 2003, which he only made worse by making an ill-timed joke while doing an interview as part of the Justice League's press tour.
What would you get up to if you had like Supergirl or joining the team?
I think it would just create a different dynamic, you know. When
you following the news at all?
Affleck has also frequently been dogged by rumors that he's leaving the upcoming Bruce Wayne solo film, The Batman, adding to the impression of creative turmoil. Justice League also dealt with a recent scandal over the outfits worn by the Amazonians, with some saying they were skimpier and more sexualized than they were in this summer's Wonder Woman. The controversy caused an uproar on social media and started a conversation that did not help increase the positive buzz surrounding this would-be blockbuster. Superhero saturation. Another problem Justice League faced was the success of Marvel's Thor Ragnarok, which was a hit with audiences and beckoned plenty of repeat viewings. Released 3 weeks before Justice League, the third Thor film still earned enough ticket fare to place third in Justice League's opening weekend, which could mean some audiences simply chose Marvel over DC. Meanwhile, some audiences may have just been superheroed out after seeing the much better received project earlier this month.
Doesn't sound right.
Well, that's true.
Not to mention, DC fans can already get their fill for free with all the current TV adaptations of their characters. And Marvel's small-screen treatment of The Punisher was also conveniently released in competition with Justice League, which may have meant superhero fans stayed home to get their fill of vigilante fun from the comfort of their couches instead of coughing up the cost of a ticket. The DC decline. Hardcore fans are definitely still turning out for the DCEU. but more casual moviegoers may be starting to tire of the drama. Bad press and bad reviews have given the entire universe a negative reputation, and some people may be starting to get turned off.
The others. Where are they?
With Justice League's second frame taking place over the lucrative Thanksgiving weekend, the film may just be able to hold strong throughout the rest of the month and set the DCEU up for success in the future. However, if it doesn't, reports suggest there could be ripple effects for the franchise's future. Ezra Miller's upcoming Flashpoint movie and Ray Fisher's solo Cyborg outing could both be scrapped, for example. As could Henry Cavill's Man of Steel 2. The light at the end of the tunnel, of course, is that the wonderful Wonder Woman is still a lock for her sequel. And given that character's status as the only true success story of the series, we might be looking at a lot more Diana Prince screen time in the near future.
You will soon find out.
Thanks for watching. Click the Looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.